Hi, welcome to Garden Guns. For those of you that watched my previous video and are eagle-eyed, you'll notice I haven't actually changed my clothes. And that is because I'm having a very busy Friday and trying to shoot as many videos as possible before the rain comes. I've been working up rifles for the last sort of month, 3 to 4 weeks, and I was planning on doing a load of videos next week, but I don't think the weather's going to play ball. So with that in mind, what we're here to talk about today, we are here to talk about this and answer the question: is basically this rifle an HW99 with a flake, and the flake being the underlever. For those of you that don't know what this is the HW57, and from what I can see, basically, yeah, it is. It's a 99 with an underlever. There you go. That's. If you're not interested in watching the rest of the video, you can switch off now, because that's the question asked. I, for all intents and purposes, can't see a huge amount of difference in terms of, a lot that basically sets this rifle apart from the 99, other than the fact that they've put an underlever on, given it a breech tap there, and screw cut the barrel, because it is screw cut there. It's got a screw thread protector on at the moment. So to load it, you basically push down on the there's a little button on the top here. You push down on that, pull the underlever down, and this little loading tap here pops up, and from whence you would grab yourself a pellet. He says, fumbling, grab yourself a pellet, drop it in, and if you load it like that, there's no problem, the pellet stays in. But if you load it up like that, I mean, the amount of times the pellet's fallen out, when I've been sitting down, the amount of times the pellet's fallen out on me is ridiculous. So you have to be careful. And if you're sitting down, it's quite hard to load the rifle pointing downwards. So, I don't know where the cat's gone. Let's just fire this off. There we go. Yeah. From what I can tell, the butt pad's the same, the stock's pretty much the same, with the same really nice checkering, foregrip's the same record trigger, 11mm dovetail rails, cross bolt safety, but just got this underlever with the tap. And I suppose the main bonus about that is you don't have to worry about any barrel droop or the mechanism, the brake barrel mechanism, getting loose, with wear over time, it basically, being need to be shimmed. Hello, cat. Yeah, yeah, as far as I can see, yeah, it's pretty much the same. I tell you what, let's do some shooting. Let's not try to tread on the cat. Let's do some shooting, and then I'll come up and have summing up. First off, apologise for the noise. My next door neighbour is mowing his lawn with what sounds like a cultivator. But anyway, here we go. 30 metres, 10 shots, HW57 with Air Arms Diablo Fields. Bit windy. Let's see how we do. Bottom right target. Right, so I'm editing the video, and I realised, obviously, blatantly obvious when you're doing the editing, for some reason my main camera cut out in the middle of that group. So rather than have a thumbnail somewhere just with a black background doing shots into paper, let's skip forward and go straight to the summing up. spoiler alert, it's not the best group I've ever shot. I was having a really bad day that day. Anyway, let's get on with it. Sorry. Right, so how did we do? Yeah, once again, if you watch my other videos, you know I'm not shooting that well today, and that is definitely a group of two halves. I must have done something, changed my group. One of those pellets climbed massively, but it was during a massive gust. The rest of it, you know, I'm going to say a mixture of wind, a mixture of me. You know, there's two definite groups. What you can see is that I am basically shooting like crap today, and it has been really windy, and the wind has definitely played a part in my poor performance. But most importantly, what you can see out of this is when I do my bit and it's not blowing an absolute hoolie, this rifle groups. It does a really, really good job. Bearing in mind, out of all the rifles that I've had, this one I've spent the least amount of time with. To be perfectly honest, I was prepared to really not like this. I'm not a massive fan of the 57's loading system. You know, I think on camera you can even see me when I'm trying to load it, I drop a pellet. I find it to get around the scope, I find with my fat fingers a little bit fiddly, you know. But I've got to be honest, this rifle, this 57, has turned my head a little bit. This one shoots super sweet. This is a really sweet shooting rifle. I don't know how many rounds have gone through it. It's in really good nick because this is a second-hander from Leicestershire Air Guns. So many thanks to Phil at Leicestershire Air Guns for the loan of this. This will be going back to the shop tomorrow. Yeah, this rifle shoots really sweet. I'm absolutely, I'm amazed. Yeah. I would go as far to say that this rifle shoots better than my 99S did out of the box. I don't think this has been, I don't think it's got a drop-in kit. It might do. I mean, the recoil is, it has a bit of a boing, a little bit of a twang, but it's nothing, you know, it's not really obvious. I mean, my 95 is way worse than this. This has got a really smooth firing cycle. It is, yeah, it's progressive, it's smooth, it's nice, it's not got too much of a boing. It is doing, according to Leicestershire Air Guns, 755 feet per second. So it's, you know, it's the high 10 foot-pound mark. I'd need to do the calculations, but it's basically where you want your 99 to be as a Springer. In 177, you know, this is a great rifle, which is a real surprise because I thought I was going to be slating this. Yeah. Question is, would I buy one? The answer to that question is no, I wouldn't buy one. Would I recommend this to somebody? And the answer to that question is yes, this thing shoots superbly. You know, if you like the idea of having a fixed barrel, if you like the idea of a 99, but you are a bit worried about barrel droop or anything along those lines, then this solves all of those problems. And as I say, you know, this particular, I've shot a few of them and they've all been okay. I've not got much experience with the 57, and this is probably the one I've spent the most amount of time shooting, and without a shadow of a doubt, as I said, this has turned my head. So yeah, I'd be interested to see, you know, maybe a bit more time with some of the others would be warranted, but you know, based on this rifle and this rifle alone, I am really surprised at how good this is. I do think it beats my 99 as it was out the box. It's definitely got a nicer firing cycle. I do like the idea of having this fixed barrel. I really don't like the way that they've done the loading port. I like the fact that it's actually thread cut for a mod. You probably have to use a Weihrauch or at least a mod with quite a sharp taper on, or with a stand. You couldn't use a flat mod on this due to the a mod with a flat back due to the fact that you've got the loading button there. You would have to have some form of taper or a little bit of extension on the mod to be able to do that. But otherwise, You know, hell, I mean, dude, seriously, how much is this going out for? 340 quid. Okay, that is, I mean, oh, this is a, oh, that's, right, so this is a, I think this is an ex-demo one. Looking at it, it says no box. So I think this is probably a shop floor ex-demo one. So this is effectively brand new, and this shoot's super sweet. Yeah. What can I say? I'm having issues. I'm having issues getting my words out. I'm really surprised. I think I'm going to leave it there. I really like it. I'm actually gobsmacked at how much I like that rifle. I really didn't like the way that I really don't like the tap load. That bit that so much. Once again, struggling with the words. I really don't like it. But this is such a nice rifle. I can forgive it for that. Anyway, and on that point, I think I'm gonna call it quits. I'm gonna chalk it up. I've got 2 videos done today. I'm gonna give myself a big pat on the back, and I'm gonna go for a beer. So, with that, thank you very much for watching. I hope you've enjoyed the work that I've done today. Please let me know in the comments below, and stay safe. Cheers. All the best.